All right. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Wars in the Stars. Episode number 61. Today is going to be a Moon Knight preview. Um, got Spider-Man in the house, Peter Parker.
Oh,
Uh,
am I supposed to remove my mask?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
kind of looks ridiculous, can't lie. Oh my god.
oh. Oh my god, it's just me, guys. It's just
Yeah.
me.
Um, a little bit
That
earlier
that hurts
than
so much.
usual. We usually
Yeah.
do these on Wednesdays, but Alex has a work meeting, so we're doing
Yep.
it today on Tuesday. And we're going to preview Moonknight, and I think that's about it. Like, there's really nothing else to talk about. We'll
Yeah.
do question of the week, obviously, but I mean, been a kind of a quiet week, Alex.
I mean, hey, we had a really hectic week last week, so I'm okay with it.
Watch a Thor: Love and Thunder trailer drop tomorrow. I
It's not
just got.
coming out. It's not coming out. Okay.
Do you think the movie doesn't exist?
Yeah. I think maybe Taika Waititi's been held hostage by Disney,
Yeah,
and
right,
it,
right.
it's so bad. And look, it's funny because you would think with this week with Moon Knight coming out, they would want to announce something else
Hmm.
coming out too, even if it is something that we already knew, like Thor: Love and Thunder, or another Doctor Strange trailer. Which, by the way, before we get into Moon Knight, do you think we're gonna get another Doctor Strange trailer, or do you think we're obviously gonna get smaller trailers like TV spots and whatnot?
I don't think we get a full-fledged trailer. I think we
No,
get TV spots.
because didn't we? Aren't we already at 2 trailers?
Yeah, that's
We
the
have
usual. You
we
get the
have the
teaser, and then you get the
yeah.
teaser trailer, then the official trailer. I think that second trailer is marketed as the official trailer. So, yeah, I think we only get two. I think we'll get 30-second TV spots, obviously,
Yeah.
but the marketing has been weird for Love and Thunder. I don't get it. It's
No. True.
weird. It
True.
seems like Lucasfilm took over that film.
True. The marketing for Thor: Love and Thunder, well, isn't good because it's not being marketed. You can't say something is interesting when it's not a thing.
Right, right. It's not even like we haven't even visually. I mean,
What's
we've seen
crazy
Lego
though,
sets.
what's crazy though is that they finished up filming months ago. We saw a picture of what Chris Hemsworth looked like when they wrapped up filming. Like, I don't even remember when that picture came out.
Probably 7 or 8 months ago at this point.
Now
Plus,
now I need to go
you got to
check.
look at his Instagram. But I do know there are reshoots happening
Yeah.
with Gore the God Butcher, Christian Bale, obviously, and there were some reshoots I think past couple of months with Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. I think filming flashback stuff um, that will pertain to the film, but that wasn't stuff that was gonna be in the trailer. I think it's just kind of building up my excitement before more, if I'm being honest, because I love Taika's take on this character. And I just want at least a poster,
Yeah, literally though.
like at the bare minimum. I don't get it. It's very weird because they've done a fantastic job marketing Doctor Strange. They've done really good with marketing Moon Knight, I think,
Mm,
especially as of late. And in this movie, they're just like, "Oh, it's happening, but we're not going to market it."
yeah. That picture that Chris Hemsworth posted with the cap, like that's a wrap on Thor: Love and Thunder. Um, that was posted around the beginning of June of last year.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So they've wrapped filming. I think I think if they're still editing the movie at this point, like that's kind of worrying because you got to think
While to be fair, they were editing No Way Home up until the last minute until it was in theaters. So
they were editing it while
while
it
it
was
was in
in
theaters,
theaters. But no, even then, um, I think something that we have to keep in mind is that Thor: Love and Thunder was supposed to come out in May. Multiverse of Madness was, I think, supposed to come out this month.
yeah, it was supposed to be. Yeah, it was supposed to
I
be
think
like this week. Yeah, it was supposed to be this week
it's supposed to
or
be
next
this.
week. Yeah,
Oh, not next week because that would have been April 1st. That's Morbius.
Yeah, not good.
We're
Not
just not
good.
going to talk about Morbius. I think Doctor Strange was meant for a March 25th release.
Yep, you're right. Not good for Morbius. And
Jeez.
I'm so sad. I just want to say I am so sad about that
Yeah.
because I hate to have to be have to, let Alex be vindicated here because he's gonna ultimately be right about this. Um and I don't this is kind of spoilery, so if you don't want to hear it, but they cut all the interesting stuff out. By interesting stuff I mean Vulture. They cut Keaton's stuff out. He's in the post credit scene. That's it. That's literally it. And I'm kind of disappointed that now it's kind of become a Venom 2 thing where, listen, I like Venom 2, but as like a stupid movie where I don't have to like think of anything, right?
Yeah.
If I'm just going to Morbius, and my brother was really excited. My brother's always been a big fan, my older brother, big fan of Spider-Man, big fan of his villains, Venom, Morbius, super
Mhm.
excited about Craven because Craven the Hunter just started to shoot this week.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't want to tell him about this tamper your expectations, but like it's just man, this movie was destined to fail, bro. Like this whole Sony verse villain
Yeah.
thing, it might not be working.
Nope. I mean, literally though, like uh, the review cutoff time got pushed forward to March 30th,
Right.
which
It's never good.
that's not good because reviews should only be able to come out the day of, not before. And
Well, no, no,
so,
no, no. The reviews should come out like the Batman had reviews like 2 weeks before that movie dropped. The
yeah,
earlier the review embargo is, the
yeah,
better because they feel more confident. I've heard people say it's a choppy, messy film. They do say if you like the first two Venom movies, you may like this one. But I'm
mm,
not satisfied with just that all the time.
yeah,
That's not good cinema to me.
right,
That's something I could sit through and watch and maybe enjoy. Like Venom 2 I enjoy. The first Venom I don't. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what it is. But like with Morbius, based off of the trailers, and you've seen the trailers, I kind of expected something a little bit darker and
hmm,
better. Um, so like if it's just the same thing, it's like what's the point of doing this whole universe if you're just gonna do the
right,
same thing?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I already wasn't excited to go see Morbius, but this just kind of solidified not going to see it.
Not going to see it?
Nope.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it for sure.
You
I
review
think
it and you let me know how it goes.
as somebody who was a comic book fan, I will watch it. Um,
But not enjoy it.
maybe they were wrong. Maybe I come out and I say I love it, and who knows? I'm
I
gonna give it
say
a
I say this though. Let's compare this to the Moonknight reviews.
right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it for sure. I
Uh,
get it for sure.
like I was skeptical of both the movie and this show, but the Moonknight reviews sound so good right now. It honestly sounds too good to be true.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But
Um,
The Morbius reviews are just like, I could have told you that based off of the trailers.
it also has the problem of it's coming off of maybe one of the best comic book movie runs of all time, Shang-Chi, Venom
Spider
2,
Man,
Eternals, Spider-Man, and then the Batman. Just those last two. The two
whatever.
most popular characters in cinema had movies within a matter of a 3.5 month span. And then the next one is Morbius, like a B or C list comic book character.
Yeah,
Now that's not an insult or anything. That's just it
it's what
came
it
after that.
is. How he's written.
Yeah, it sucks. It
Yeah,
sucks. It really does.
yeah. And I honestly, you know how I think. I honestly didn't think this film needed to be made. I guess this could be our little Morbius preview. Because it's
We're
gonna
supposed
be
to do that next week. I don't know if that's happening or not. I don't know
no.
what we're gonna do for that.
Here's my Morbius preview. Movie's gonna be ass. Sorry, but like
We'll
I
see.
don't. Here's the thing. is I don't think I've ever been so not excited to go see something until I've seen Morbius.
I'm gonna go see it because it gives me something to do. But like,
You know,
I mean, I'm busy as it is, but I like to go see a movie once in every while. It's like a movie a month. Like I'd like to do. Um,
and it's another thing. Like from my point of view, you know, as a guy who loves movie props and cosplay and all that.
you don't want his vampire teeth?
No, there is nothing about this movie that's just like, oh my goodness, I need that. There's nothing about the Venom movies that led me to that. Spider-Man, I mean, come on now. Who doesn't want a spider suit, or who doesn't want web shooters, or who doesn't want shit like that? But even then, like Spider-Man No Way Home, you have the box that held the spell together. Spider-Man's wrist gauntlet from when Doctor Strange mystified his Iron Spider attachments and whatnot. It's shit like that. It's just like, wow, that could actually be pretty cool. Don't even get me started on the Batman. Like his cowl, his bat logo can come out as his batarang and whatnot. His grappling hook, his gauntlet, like shit like that. And you're just like, I need that. Morbius, like, what's there?
Vampire.
That's it. Like, I think I would be more excited to make the 10 rings than that. And the 10 rings look like awful projects. Like, it's just something also
Yeah.
that like you would think from the concept of this movie that it's gonna be such a dark, gritty movie. It doesn't look that way. It looks bright, it looks colorful, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard it is also set in its own universe. So,
Makes no
but like,
sense.
so the thing is like, I think this movie was filmed way before No Way Home. So that first trailer is throwing everybody off because the plan changed. So I think like this movie had to change because of No Way Home. So like, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess for sure. The trailers are definitely gonna be misleading. It's kind of like a Rogue One thing. But
Mm.
like, if you look back at those every once in a while, look back at those Rogue One trailers.
They
That
got
movie,
nothing in common with the
no,
movie.
no, there's nothing.
Dude, I'm gonna send you a picture really fast. Keep talking. I'm gonna send you a picture because I think this could be also something that we could talk about on Discord.
Is it what I think it is?
No.
What is it?
Maybe you should pull it up because I don't want to talk about Midbius anymore. I know we're supposed to be talking about Moonknight, but like,
oh, turning red.
no. Just pull up the picture, and I'm gonna ask you a question.
I can't pull it up on stream because I can't do that.
Damn.
What was it?
Basically, those are two kids. Who do you think those kids are?
I have no idea.
Those are the two kids who played Billy and Tommy in WandaVision.
Really?
A year or two, yeah, I think a year after the show came out.
Ah, they look a lot older now. Wow.
Dude, tell me right now they're not building up that look for Young Avengers. Now, granted, they have a bit of a more complicated.
That's not happening now.
I know.
As
But
of
I'm
now,
just
it's not
saying,
happening.
they're almost certainly going to be reprising their roles.
Well, they're in Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness.
Well, what's weird to me, okay, while we quickly talk about Young Avengers before we move on to Midnight.
Wow.
Midnight.
Midnight.
Sorry.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
This guy went on a whole rant last week about how we shouldn't call things mid, and he just called something
I didn't mean to call it Midnight. Like I was thinking about calling it Midnight, like MIDNIGHT.
Yes, I know.
Not the
I'm
show.
just
The
messing
show
with you.
looks amazing.
I'm messing with you.
What's weird is that they're gonna have to jerry rig some shit for Young Avengers. As an avid Young Avengers fan, Kate is too old. Cassie's gonna be too old. I don't know how you explain Iron Lad being there. It's gonna be a team of 3: Hulkling, Tommy, and Wiccan. That's all I need.
Wait. By the time they do with Kate Bishop, Kate will be like 27.
Kate is gonna be like in her 30s, and she is like the leader of the group.
Yeah.
She made She designed their costumes, gave
If
them
they
their code
do,
names.
if they do Tom as the Spider-Man for that, he'll be old.
Way too old. It's like literally at that point, dude. Like they just shouldn't do it because at that point you're calling them young Avengers. We have the youngest Avenger we have was a 16-year-old.
The younger Avengers.
The even younger Avengers. Oh my gosh. I don't
I
know.
also feel like it's a thing where maybe they could be a little older because Marvel doesn't want a bunch of teenagers on screen.
Well, I don't know because you're having Miss Marvel, like
That is true. That's a great point. That's a
like
great point.
the thing though is like if you have young Avengers, I mean, who do you have on this team? Kate again, she's gonna be too old, and she's like the person who designed the costumes, came up with new code names for people.
Now let's just say hypothetically this happens in like 2024 or 5. 5. That's fair.
Yeah.
So Kate by that point will be 21, right?
She's 20 right now in the MCU, about
23.
2021.
20. Oh, yeah, she'll be
And
like
remember, yeah,
yeah, the
remember,
timeline's different. Yeah,
she
it's
didn't
so
blip, and it's 2020 around the beginning of 2025 where Hawkeye ended.
right. So let's just say like 23, 24. Cassie probably about the same age, a little younger, maybe.
Probably be about 18, 19, which isn't too far off because I think she's a senior when like Billy, Teddy, and them are just juniors. So that's not too far off. I could see that.
And then Tom or Miles.
I'm gonna have to think it's gonna have to be Miles as the Young Avengers Spider-Man. But
I
even
like
then,
that better. I like that
even
better.
then, Miles and Peter are not major players on the team. They very rarely drop in with them. And I think honestly, I think the way that we're gonna get people like Billy and Teddy into the
What about
MCU is as
kid Loki?
the guy Jack Bale's gonna be way too old to play him as a kid. He's gonna be like 18 when they start shooting this stuff. Like that man's gonna be old. I think the easiest way to bring like Billy and Teddy into the MCU because they're the two that I want the most. Bring them in as Guardians of the Galaxy because Billy and I think Teddy. I know Billy for sure is a Guardian of the Galaxy. In the current Guardians of the Galaxy run too.
Yeah, maybe.
Because remember, Volume 3 is going to be the last time we see that team together.
I think that's more of a setup for probably a team with Adam Warlock.
Yeah. Sad.
Nova. Peter Quill.
Yeah. Like, it's so sad because we're probably going to see Drax or Rocket or both.
Drax and Rocket.
I think both are going to die. I can't wait for us to do a Guardians Volume 3 preview.
Nebula and Gamora, I think something they just go off to. I don't know, something like that.
Who cares? I'm sorry. Who cares?
This guy has been unreal the last 2 weeks on the podcast. All right,
no,
let's do a Moonknight preview. So
20 minutes in and we're just starting.
Who cares? 20-minute intro.
Drew, do you want to have this where I ask the questions again?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to do, man.
I'll do that. Okay, Drew. What is the general feeling you have about the show?
Let me put these up. Should I put them up? No, we don't.
No. What is your general feeling a week out from the show?
I'm super excited, man. Obviously, we haven't had a Disney Plus project in a month and a half now. Book of Boba Fett ended in about mid-February, I believe.
Just about.
And I did love it. I don't think I've loved a Disney Plus Marvel project since Loki, really. I've liked Hawkeye. I've liked the Book of Boba Fett. I liked What If, but nothing has wowed me like Loki did. Like got me like super amped. There were moments in other shows, but every week I was super excited for Loki. And this show's gonna be new, unique to the MCU, and Oscar Isaac, baby, Poe Dameron himself.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't talk.
Wait.
We don't talk about that part. Yeah, super excited. Oscar Isaac was one of my favorite characters from the sequel trilogy, playing Poe, and so I'm excited to see what he brings to the table with Moon Knight. We're getting our third based hero from the UK right now. With we just had Cersei, we just had Dane Whitman, we just had Blade, and whatnot. They were pretty residential to the UK.
Hmm.
So sorry, correct myself. This will be our fourth. I think it's good that
Right.
we're expanding past New York. Now, granted, I don't like that we're all of a sudden going from the US to the UK. I wish we would have been like all around the world, but whatever.
Well,
You
the
know,
Eternals were everywhere,
yeah,
so
beggars can't be choosers.
mostly the Middle East and
Yeah,
Asian countries. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get it.
yeah, and so, but I'm excited to move past New York. I honestly have been begging for us to leave New York for
It's
so
kind of like
long.
the Tatooine of the Star Wars
It
universe.
It is. It's just like, yay, we're back on Tatooine, or yay,
Yeah.
we're back in New York.
Right.
It's
Right.
like guys, I'm sorry, New York is not that glamorous in real life. It's a pretty dirty state. Not not to offend any New Yorkers, but your state's kind of dirty and definitely not as glamorous as it looks in the MCU.
That's saying a
Sorry.
lot too, because there have been alien invasions there.
Yeah,
That's saying
Hulk,
a lot, Alex. Wow, man, you have
Hulks.
been unreal. I love New York City, by the way, guys. So, yeah, at least one half of this podcast appreciates the beauty of New York City.
Uh,
Um,
look,
this is unreal. This guy literally says this after like half of the city was blipped away and it was all dark and dirty. It's like, yeah, uh, modern
well,
day New York City is still uglier than that. It's like, come on, man, come on now, unreal.
yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I think this is probably my most anticipated thing this year. Maybe apart from Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness, but like Disney Plus and
For Marvel,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Correct yourself, because
correct myself. Correct myself.
Kenobi.
Kenobi! I know. I love it. I'm excited.
It's
Cannot
definitely my
wait.
most anticipated Marvel Disney Plus thing, because Marvel Disney Plus this year seems, if I'm gonna be
Eh,
honest, some of my Miss
I wouldn't
Marvel, I'm
like.
not
I'm
too high on. I said that.
I'm kind
She
of
Hulk,
excited.
She Hulk
The
for the
only
cameos.
yeah.
Like if Murdoch is in it, Bruce is obviously going to be in it. We saw that. Secret Invasion, if that does come out this year, I don't think it will.
No, I think it's gonna get pushed back to beginning of next year.
What If season 2? I'm down. I like What If, but it's not like
But
blow my socks off.
you're not even talking about the most exciting thing coming out this year.
Oh, I Am Groot. Sorry.
No, no. The
Oh
Guardians
no.
of the Galaxy holiday special.
Cool.
I'm excited because it's a live action holiday special too.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't know. Like, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I
so
don't know, because
excited.
I hope it's not like a Star Wars holiday special. I hope it's
No,
actually
that's the inspiration for it.
James Gunn.
It's
James
good.
Gunn.
I think he's gonna purposely make it bad, like good bad though. Yeah, Moon Knight is it's up there with the excitement for superhero things in current time. So
Right.
good job,
Right.
Moon Knight. You're exciting. Drew, this is said to be the most disconnected MCU show, even though there are Falcon and the Winter Soldier tie-ins. We'll skip past that part.
Wait, what's the
It's said to
tie-in?
be the GRCs on a bus. That place that had that ad at the beginning of one of the
Oh,
episodes
yeah. Okay.
about find or helping people who were misplaced because of the blip. Um, does this worry you for the longevity of this show? About Moon Knight not being as connected to the MCU and being really grounded?
No, I don't think that's going to be a problem, Alex. I kind of want that. I think sometimes the MCU has a problem of trying to connect everything to everything. Uh, and a self-isolated story, I think, will be really interesting and unique for the MCU. Just to get to explore a character and do a really good character study without having to worry about insert in a cameo. And now I'm not saying it's a bad thing to insert a cameo, but especially in the case of this show, right? It's a new character. I think it's really the first time for a live action Disney Plus show that it's introducing a new character, right? Hawkeye. For the main character of the show, I'm
Mhm.
really saying, right? We already knew who Wanda
Yeah,
was. We already knew who Loki was. Already knew who Bucky and Sam were.
yeah.
Already knew uh, who Hawkeye was. Again, they were establishing other players, but for the main character of the show, this is big. You got to first off establish who he is,
Mm.
or who his multiple personas are. Obviously, Mark Spector, Steven, is it
Grant.
Grant?
Yeah,
Right?
I don't remember Jake's last name,
No. But
and I don't. It's
that's
weird. I don't think Jake's going to be a part of the show.
yeah, I don't think he is either, but it seems like through the trailers, it seems like he's trying to rediscover who Mark is because he gets
Mm.
that phone call like in the dungeon and they call him Mark.
Like,
He's like, "Who the hell
"Ma-
is Mark?"
why did you call me Mark?
Mark. Yeah, yeah. So he's definitely gonna be like. So that's another thing too, right? You got to establish his personalities.
Yeah,
Uh, and they can do a really trippy thing with that, like I think I mentioned before, where like we as the audience never know who he is. Um, and we never know when that violence is going to come out. By the way, that trailer where we see Khonshu, it was just a recent
yeah.
terrifying,
So,
absolutely terrifying, so terrifying,
looks
like
so
literally
good, but
haunts me.
so scary.
It's so good. But yeah, the show has a lot to do. It has to establish who he is as a person, how he gets to the point where he's literally following a Egyptian moon god and goes around in a white suit with a moon crest. Like that's
Yeah.
you got to explain that, right?
Did you
So,
see the pull out the suit scene?
oh, it's where the suit comes on.
No. There was a 1 minute clip revealed of I think Mark and the girl. They're in a pyramid and they're like surrounded by God fuck, I don't remember his name. Ethan Hawking or whatever.
Ethan. Oh, and it's with the
Yeah.
he's got the purple thing, right? And he
Yeah, and he
yeah
puts it into the ground and she's like, pull up the suit. And he's like, what suit?
yeah.
I love it. I love his acting. Oscar Isaac's amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't care if it's disconnected. I think the MCU needs to be more disconnected. Now obviously connect it later, but like I don't need Blade in this show. I don't need Dane Whitman. I don't need that.
Maybe as an after credit thing, but not as
Yeah.
like
I didn't put that into a question, but do you think we're gonna get a post credit scene for the final episode?
um I wouldn't see why
Because
now
they said it's
what
disconnected, so
what shows did WandaVision?
WandaVision had 2 post-credit scenes. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier had 2 post-credit
Yeah,
scenes.
they
It had,
had well
it had the
Shannon.
John Walker and the Shannon
Yeah.
one, and then
Loki didn't have one, but it had one episode 4,
yeah,
I want to say, right?
it did have one. The episode 4 one when he
Right, that's why I said that. Yeah, that's why I
yeah,
said. But episode 6 was just announced in a season 2. That one makes sense because the story's not complete there yet.
yeah.
Uh
Hawkeye had it had the greatest post-credit scene of
oh
Rogers the
Jesus
musical in its
Christ.
entirety.
I was the
What
second
if
biggest
didn't
boner.
have one?
Yeah, what if they
And
need one?
Book of Boba Fett had one. The Mandalorian had one. Yeah, I say why not? Every other show has.
Yeah, I think so.
It just looks like the animated shows don't get them.
By
Like
the
Clone
way,
Wars and all that.
I know the second part of that question asks, are you worried will it be a long time before we see Moon Knight again? No, the Midnight Suns. Blade, Werewolf by Night, Dane Whitman, Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch said he's not an Avenger.
Maybe. Who knows? All right, Drew. What excites you the most about Moon Knight?
Just the supernatural side of the MCU. I'm also like a little bit of a history buff. I like history. I like everything. So, seeing the Egyptian side of this. By the way, I looked at his suit today because that was the thumbnail that I used,
Mhm.
and it has like Egyptian hieroglyphics on it. I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that. I thought this was a really cool detail and touch. Um, yeah, I'm excited for the lore about that.
Hmm.
I'm excited to just see it all. Really, obviously the
Yeah.
suit looks great. I'm also excited, and I know it's a superhero show and it's kind of meant for younger audience, but I am excited for something a little more darker, violent. I
Yeah.
think the MCU has struggled with that. I kind of wanted Hawkeye to be that type of thing, and I feel like the show struggled with that
No.
because
The
it brought
premise
in
of the show is it's Christmas time, bitches.
right, but then you bring in Kingpin, right, and that's a character you kind of now. I don't think it's the same Kingpin.
I'm sorry. I just had this mind. Like I saw this video on TikTok of kids going on to Daredevil, being like, "Oh my god, it's the guy from Hawkeye!" And it goes to the scene where he's bashing that guy's head in with the car door,
Oh my god,
just
isn't
scarred
that
for
like one of
life.
the first 3 episodes? Right?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I haven't either. But dude, doesn't like Punisher like tear somebody's head off in like the second
Yeah,
episode of the
I,
show or something like that? Imagine if you're like a 9-year-old kid. Oh, new superhero movies, Bobby.
yeah. Oh,
Head comes off.
is it on that Disney Plus thing that I paid? Yeah. It's in this thing called the Defender section. Go ahead and watch it. It's okay. And then you see like Daredevil just like beating the shit out of Kingpin. Blood is
Yeah.
spewing everywhere. We're just like, mommy.
And he's just screaming at him. I my children.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
No,
Oh,
but yeah, I feel
save
like
that poor kid.
I'm excited to see something a little more darker. I think that's gonna be good for the
Yeah.
MCU to branch out. It's the supernatural things really interesting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thousand and million trillion percent agree. But Drew, what worries you about Moon Knight?
Um, Nothing. If I'm gonna be
Nothing.
honest, I'm gonna be honest. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's a new thing, so like, there's really nothing I can go off of. I am kind of worried. What are they gonna do with the villain? Because I think Ethan Hawke's gonna be the villain, but
Yeah.
like, what type of
What's
villain is he gonna be?
What's weird
Like,
though is that like I'm honestly more or less worried for fan reactions. Is that weird? I'm worried about this show being called. Oh, you guys gonna go watch Midnight? If I hear anybody call this show Midnight, it's an immediate block on any social media platform. That is not only the most corny joke of all time. Oh, Drew, you're frozen. Oh, there you go. You're good. You're good.
I don't. Oh,
You're
was I?
yeah, you're frozen for a sec. If
Oh,
anybody calls this show Midnight, you're getting blocked because you're corny and stupid. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm
oh.
not
By
worried
the
about.
way, what does excite me? George Clooney's directing an episode.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I don't want to hear Midnight, man. I don't want to hear that.
No,
I will not laugh. I will not laugh
no,
at that joke.
I know.
And yeah,
Uh,
I guess the one thing I do worry about is I just hope it doesn't follow the typical MCU Disney Plus structure.
yeah,
Here's the villain of the show. Here it is, episode 6. He's finally here. It's
mm,
finally the villain. Here we go.
yeah,
Like, don't do that. If you're especially going to establish Ethan Hawke as some type of villain in the show, do it from the beginning, like I think they're going to.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, don't pull a
yeah,
Kingpin. Don't pull a Agatha.
yeah,
Don't pull a what other show? A Loki,
yeah,
obviously with Kane.
yeah. But going back to something that excites me, super excited to see all of his personas.
Yes, they
I'm
can do a
so
lot of cool
excited to
stuff
see
with that.
Mr. Knight. I'm so excited to see Mr. Knight.
So, do you know like what is? Isn't he a detective?
Yeah, that's when he becomes like a detective.
Okay, okay,
When he's Moon Knight, okay, so when he's Mark, he's an explorer. When he's Steven, he works at the British Museum, I'm pretty sure.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
Don't don't quote me on that part. I just know
Works
he worked at
At a London museum. We'll be more
yeah,
correct here. So just
yeah.
broader. He works at a London museum. There you go.
There you go. And then Moon Knight is the aggressive vigilante, and then Mr. Knight is the detective side of him.
Now, now I gotta ask. I know a little bit, but like, is he like a vigilante in the sense that Does he just go after everyone, or does he just like?
From what it looks like, yes, but I couldn't tell you the full truth on that part.
Okay, okay,
I don't know if he's the Batman of this universe. So
yeah, well,
uh,
okay, yeah. Nothing worries me honestly, except I
yeah.
I just hope it doesn't follow the general MCU
Or
show structure.
and I'm worried about fans. You know,
I
fans
don't
always
really care.
over.
I don't care about that anymore. That's just I don't care.
All right, Drew. Is there anything specific you want to see from Moon Knight?
I want to see some good action, man. I
Yes.
feel like you know the Batman had some really good action. But I kind of want to kind of haven't seen anything that's wowed me. I think the last thing that really wowed me action wise, obviously the Batman car chase. But like
Mm,
the last thing that really wowed me was Shun-Chi in
yeah.
the fight in the hotel. You know what I'm talking about with the guy that trained him? I don't remember his name. Sorry.
Wait, the guy.
Um,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Razor Fit. No, that's the other guy.
he had the mask on.
Yeah. What's his?
I don't know, but yeah, that was the last thing that really wowed me, fighting wise. Um, I'm really excited. I just want to see some good action. I want it to be similar to the way Batman fights, but also a little bit different, a little bit more chaotic than even Batman.
I mean,
Uh,
you see, like going off the trailer, you notice that like he does fight a lot like Robert Pattinson's Batman, like very big, like strong, like hits downward.
right, but I
So
also want it to be more. Now if they go with the idea that Mark uh, was he special ops? He was in the military. I know that.
yeah,
If they
very
go
true.
that route with his MCU counterpart compared to his comic counterpart, then obviously he'll have some skilled fighting. But I kind of want him to be like sporadic, where it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just punching the hell out of somebody. With like the Batman, you could kind of tell it's skill. It's not just him punching people
Oh,
because he's
the
stronger.
the guy from Shang Chi was Death Dealer.
Okay, I knew it was something dealer.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I want to see more sporadic,
yeah,
unpredictable
yeah.
Moon Knight.
I mean, look, the thing though is that we're gonna get some things like what we saw with Norman Osborn with the Goblin,
Mm.
like in No Way Home. We know we are because we see in the trailer he kind of gets that thing when he like drops the gun. He's like, "What am I doing?"
Right, right.
So it's like, could you also imagine like mid fight, Moon Knight goes away and he like brings out like Steve or Steven,
Yeah.
and he's just, why did you call me Moon Knight? I love that.
uh,
I'm sorry. I that part of
where
the
it just
trailer
starts
where
getting punched in the face just
yeah,
repeatedly.
like I want to see the thing like because we know that he's probably gonna get like freaked out by his reflection because we see him beating up a mirror. We see the thing where the Moon Knight flashes in the mirror.
Yeah,
So what if that's like what it is? Like whenever he looks up at the moon, that's when he transforms.
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
I mean, then again, it would be very Batman esque. This show already feels very Batman esque, and I don't think it needs any more Batman similarities.
Yeah. I just think there's obviously the similarity that there are dudes in a suit or vigilantes. I just, I don't know. I don't know. I get it though for sure. Like,
The thing with the show is that there is just a lot of like loose parallels to Batman.
right, for sure.
Guys,
Yeah.
guys in suit who has cape jumps off buildings. Cape makes cool image, beats bad guys up using their fist.
One does have like actual supernatural powers though.
I mean, yeah, the crest, which oh my gosh, I want to make his crest thing so bad. The thing that attaches into his chest.
I also love his moon rains.
Yes. Mm.
Looks so good.
I love the costume design in this show. I like the little
It
shot in
feels
the
like a
trailer.
massive step up.
Yeah, I like the shot in the trailer with Ethan Hawking's tattoo with the balance going up and down or
Mm,
the scale going up and down. So
yeah.
loved it, loved it. Drew, The general consensus from those who have watched the first 4 episodes of Moon Knight is very positive.
Hmm.
Does that reception worry you, specifically for things like Marvel, where things have gotten really good press review and it's turned out to be quite bad? Does that worry you at all?
Like what?
First thing I can remember is WandaVision. I remember a lot of people saying that they got to watch it, and I'm gonna be real, WandaVision wasn't that good. Sorry. Yeah, just like even not even just pertaining to Marvel, like Disney and like I can bring up more Marvel examples, but basically, are you worried about people overhyping this show? Again, we Marvel again has a lot of problems with overhyping things. I mean, don't even get me started on the WandaVision overhyping with Ralph Boner, the Paul Bettany interview talking about he's working with some big thing, Elizabeth Olsen confirming some Luke Skywalker esque cameo. Um, you know, then don't even again get me started about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and its whole thing about this person coming in would be someone who I'd like to see team up with Thor, and it turned out to be Val. Someone
Love to see
who,
her team up with Thor though.
yeah,
Like,
and I mean, Loki didn't have too much overhyping. I would say it lived up to the hype
oh,
ish.
for sure. Uh,
But yeah, it's just like, are you worried about the show getting overhyped?
no, because it's not overhyping you in a way that you think there's an unexpected element coming in, like a cameo or something like that. It's like
Right.
telling you, well, damn, this is a really, really good story about Mark Spector and Moon Knight and all of his
Yeah.
other personas. It's kind of like what with the Batman, right? The Batman got great early reviews, and they
Mhm.
most people touched on the fact that it was a good story. And I've seen a lot of people say it's a good story, and I've seen also a lot of people say that it deviates away from the MCU's typical Disney Plus model or structure, and that's a good thing because it seems like Marvel has kind of struggled to perfect the show model. Star
Mhm.
Wars, I think, has done a much better job at that so far.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's I'm not worried. I trust a lot of these people that I've heard. I've seen my
Mhm.
guy Big Screen Leaks, Soups, Andrew Visual, a bunch of people I follow or
Theories by
know.
T.
There's by T. These are all people I trust. They know
Yeah.
their stuff. Um, Now again, I don't really care when I go in to watch something. I go in to watch it and I just formulate my own opinion. But it's always nice to hear when somebody else appreciates something, and when there's a general consensus like this. Like I haven't heard a single person say I didn't like it. Like
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single person say I don't like the Batman. Uh,
I have,
really?
but remember, have I shown you that review
No.
of the racist guy saying he didn't like the Batman because
Oh,
there
I know
wasn't
who you're
enough
talking
white
about.
people in it?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's
Come on,
weird,
Drew.
man.
His review matters too.
Uh,
I'm,
uh,
I'm not being held hostage to say that. I promise. I'm not.
uh,
I'm not being held hostage. I promise.
yeah, yeah. Uh, um, yeah, but generally, like, I haven't seen
Yeah.
anybody say anything negative. You? Does it worry you at all?
No. No. Again, I trust people saying this. I generally agree with them about everything. So
Hmm.
yeah, I hope it lives up to the hype, but I'm not gonna overhype it for myself.
Right.
So, this is I know not the question that you'd think I'd ask, but Drew, why does the show have so many good posters?
Dude, I have no idea, but they're awesome. The Mr. Knight ones have been the best, in my
I
opinion.
seriously could not tell you whoever is making these posters for Moon Knight. Where were you when Spider-Man No Way Home posters were coming out?
I've seen so many damn floating head posters. This was so refreshing to see.
Literally. I mean, it even takes a spin like one of the ones that they just posted on Instagram where it cycles through him as Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, and Mark.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, technically it's floating heads because you can see them in the background.
but it's like you could barely tell
Yeah,
them. You can barely.
yeah.
It's nice.
And then you get posters where it's like it's Mark's face split in half with the Moon Knight on the other side.
I also think what helps is the fact that his outfits are just clean,
They are.
like
They are.
so nice.
Chef's
Like the
kiss.
Mr. Knight outfit is one of the best outfits I think I've
And
ever seen for a
it's
show. It's
literally
just so clean.
it's just so basic. And I think that's the
Right.
best part about it. Is like you got to compare it to things like Wanda's WandaVision outfit or Multiverse of Madness outfit. That's very pristine. It's very like intricate detail, small little details like that. You know, the Mind Stone at the neck piece.
Right.
It's just like very like small details. But no, this is literally just white toilet paper being wrapped
It's a
around.
white suit with a moon crest on it.
Literally with like a like cloth mask with stitching going down the middle and a Moonknight crescent on it.
Yeah, and brighter eyes. I think,
Yeah, and a white tux.
and then you also even his Mark Spector outfit I like. Even just him
It's
as a regular
it
person I
literally.
like.
I'm sorry. It literally looks like he's doing like a Poe Dameron cosplay
Ah,
with the
yeah.
jacket and the pants. It's just like I see what you costume designers did there.
But I also love his Moon Knight outfit, and that's more
Looks
complex. But it
looks
also looks
badass.
clean. It's supposed to like with Moon Knight, it's supposed to pop. Like I
Mhm.
like outfits that pop. There are some outfits like Bucky's outfit. It's not meant to pop ever because he's supposed to be like kind of like mellow and isolated. I like
Yeah.
outfits that pop.
Yeah.
Like Sam Wilson's outfit with the white pops. The Moon Knight
Yeah.
outfit pops.
Yeah.
I like it. It pops out at you. It's just very and it's intimidated too at the
And it
same like it's
and
terrifying.
it makes it so good for poster design too.
Yeah.
Like you would think like, oh, how would that make sense if it's a white costume with white and with bright white eyes? It just does because the people
Yeah.
are smart.
Yeah.
Again, where were you guys at during the Spider-Man No Way
I don't
Home?
get it, man. Like these posters are just like miles better. Miles better.
Like not even in the same like realm. Nowhere
I can't
near.
remember the last poster that was like the last posters that were this year. Oh, the Batman had some good posters.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? No, right there.
Yeah. The
Like
Batman
you
had
can
some great
like
posters.
you can barely tell that it's him unless you have light shining on it.
Yeah,
It's like
I can kind of see the
you
ears, but
can
yeah,
yeah, you can barely tell like right there. You can barely tell that the peak of the cowl's up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Really good
so
stuff. Really good
it's
stuff.
it's stuff like that. Like basic posters work. I don't want 30 heads on it. I don't
Too
want to
much.
see.
Too much. Too
I think
much.
the worst example of the floating heads was the Spider-Man Homecoming poster, where you had Iron
Oh my.
Man, Tony Stark, Peter Parker, Spider-Man,
It looks like
MJ.
I put it. No, if I'm being honest, it looks like I put that together in my Photoshop class.
Yeah, literally though, it does. It looks so bad. It
Like
looks
I look at it
unprofessional.
now and I'm like, the studio approved that?
I know. And then literally what's weird is that these look like fan-made posters. Like if a fan was like, "Hey, this is what the show's based around and you need to make a poster on how you think,
Yeah.
how would you market this film?" And these look phenomenal.
No,
These
I
look
will say
amazing.
I just like simple stuff. Now listen,
Simple works.
I think the only one I really love is that has a lot of people on is the Force Awakens one because it brought back a lot of nostalgia for me.
Yeah. I
Um,
I think the only kind of
The
poster
Last Jedi also had a nice poster. I can't lie about that.
it did. It did have fire posters. I'll give it that. Is like you see my Marvel Comics poster right there,
Yeah,
and I have another one right here next to it. Stuff
yeah,
like that works. It's meant to show everyone. It's not
right.
meant to promote Spider-Man Homecoming or Avengers Endgame. Like I hate the Avengers Endgame poster with everything in my body. I hate that poster.
So much.
There's so many people on it. Like you would, and even the Infinity War poster suffers from it. There's
Yeah.
just so many people that it's just
Like with the Endgame poster, just put the OG6. Like really.
like it just feels like they lack imagination. And then when they do get like solo posters, you get the things like the Avenge the Fallen posters. Yeah, sure, they look good, but all it is the same tagline over a different person's face.
Yeah, and
Like
it's
that's not
either they're
that's
either like blacked out or they're either still light.
yeah.
It's like,
It,
come
like
on now.
that's not unique. I'm sorry, that's not unique.
These are good. Like the Moon Knight posters are fantastic.
I don't think I've seen a single bad Moon Knight poster.
No,
Like
no, it's
the
crazy.
literal like announcement, our first trailer of it with him holding his crescent dagger
Hmm.
was amazing. Like
Right.
I want that on a wall right now. I have so much wall space to cover with that poster, and I want it. So yeah, I just the posters for Moon Knight are unmatched. I think they're the best Marvel posters of all time. I don't think
Hmm.
I can. I don't think I could name a better Marvel poster than
Hmm.
or Marvel set of posters. Like you know what also comes to mind with the worst case of floating heads is Shang-Chi. Do you remember the poster that had the car at the at like with the characters, the Razor Fist car?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So bad. Like
Nah. Yeah.
Eternals, I think also kind of worked because they weren't floating heads. You could just see
Yeah.
them in the background silhouettes. But no, Spider Man has the worst posters. Like MCU Spider Man has some of the worst posters I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
yeah, good job, Moon Knight. You have good posters. Drew, kind of harping back to the connecting to the MCU, but how do you think the show will connect to the more broad MCU? It's very connected. Again, very loose connection with things like the GRC and whatnot. Stuff like that. But like, how do you think this connects to the larger MCU?
I think it could be Moon Knight's introduction and really just serve as a purpose for the Midnight Suns. So basically, for people who don't know who the Midnight Suns are, Midnight Suns is another comic book team in Marvel. It fights off the supernatural threats. It's made up of Blade, Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight. I want to say Punisher too. Uh, Doctor Strange and some others. I don't know if Alex can look it up and see if I got any more.
I will.
Um, and yeah, I think that's the setup for him. And I think obviously, I think in this version, the Midnight Saints, you'll add the Black Knight. You'll add Dane Whitman, obviously, as we saw that connection with the Eternals. But I don't think there'll be any other characters that we've seen. The only two that are possible are Dane and Blade, and I think
Yeah,
if anything, they're post credit scenes. I think you could hear Dane and
yeah.
Blade's voice this time saying, "Come with us," and that's kind of leading us up to the Midnight Suns. Where I'm gonna be honest, I think Doctor Strange leads that team.
Yeah, I'm reading a little bit. So the Midnight Suns were briefly formed by Morbius
Right.
mm,
Yeah.
to hunt zombies that had infiltrated Earth from another reality to spread the hunger virus.
Yeah.
Strange would use magic to rebuild Las Vegas. Um, Hotel Inferno emerged with that. The tower influence began to change the citizens of Las Vegas, making them act on their very base instinct and impulse. In turn, for even the lesser of sins, their souls were taken by Mephisto.
Mephisto.
It also engulfed the heroes present at the scene, namely Falcon, Captain Marvel, Thor, Hawkeye, and Black Panther, who were turned into Ghost Riders. Um,
I'm trying to imagine Thor as a Ghost Rider right now.
yeah.
So
So Steven's talking dog. I'm sorry. Bats, the ghost of Steven's talking dog, sought Wong's help to assist Steven. Wong decided to summon Strange's aid, a new Midnight Suns of composing of Blade, Mr. Knight, Elsa Bloodstone, Doctor Voodoo, Man Thing, Iron Fist, and finally Ghost Rider to lead them all.
oh, Ghost Rider. Yeah, I forgot. Um, yeah.
Pretty stacked team, and kind of weird that Morbius formed it.
Shout out Morbius.
Shout out Morbius finally.
Shout out Morbius. Yeah, that's what I think. That's the only tie-in I think that could happen. Alex, what about you? You think there are any big tie-ins?
Oh yes, sir. I think we're gonna get a post-credit scene with some Blade action. With
You think we actually see Mahershala Ali?
maybe
Kind of want to see him. I'm kind of excited to see that look, if I'm being honest.
I
I
am
actually
too.
I haven't seen the first two Blade movies. I haven't. The OGs.
But you know who else I think we could see? A little Black Knight action.
Dane Whitman.
Some Dane Whitman. Kit Harrington, maybe?
Kind of not a big fan of Kit Harington, being honest.
Why?
Just like, ugh.
I love him. I thought it was perfect casting. Not gonna lie to you
Well,
there.
I think for the character itself, but like obviously the Eternals, he was playing a totally different role. We'll see how he does with Dane. I'm just like, I shouldn't say I don't like him. I should rephrase that. I don't know yet.
Not excited.
Mahershala Ali, I think, is perfect.
Right. Okay. Drew, this is coming up before our second to last question. Do you want to see Moon Knight? I did not word that question right. I'm so sorry. So, do you want to see Moon Knight be what it seems Spider-Man, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, eventually,
Punisher,
hopefully,
all that stuff. Yeah,
all of them? Do you want to see them be more grounded heroes where they basically only cross over with each other? They don't cross over with the Avengers or the Fantastic Four or the X-Men, shit like that. Or would you want to see Moon Knight join the Avengers or stuff like that?
Not the Avengers, obviously the Midnight Suns. I'm gonna keep saying that. God damn it. That's what I think. Yeah, grounded. I think there's a really good possibility that you get a season 2 of this show.
Oh yeah.
Because you could just keep telling this character story. It's not like, especially since it's not confined to anything prior to the MCU, and it seems like it's not going to establish anything new. Which I'm surprised they showed him the first 4 episodes. That's a lot. That's 2/3 of the show.
Literally.
Ooh, so like I don't think it has anything massive that alters the course of the MCU.
Yeah.
I think it's just grounded. It doesn't really tie. I mean, it has elements from the universe that we know, but it's not beholden to that. It can be its own thing. And by the way, I'm excited to see it for 45 plus minutes every week.
Yeah.
First time a show's gotten that right. Thank you, Marvel Studios.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
If you're gonna do a weekly releases, wow, give me at least 45 plus minutes of content.
Yeah, come on now, come on, Star Wars. What are you doing? I don't want to see. I mean, look, we know Kenobi's hopefully gonna be hour-long episodes.
Closer to that, yeah, probably around that, yeah.
I'm just like right now. I can't wait to see it. I don't want him to be an Avenger. Again, Midnight Suns works for me. Keep him on the ground by himself for all I care.
Plus, I need that interaction that I showed you with
with Punisher.
Punisher, yeah. If you don't,
oh yeah, go ahead.
If you don't know about that, basically, I can't remember what he says, but he says, "You still murdering people," and then I think Punisher says something along the lines of like, "You're still." You believe in that Egyptian god or something like that, and it's just so funny. It's just so funny. And then he's like, and then I think Moon Knight mentioned something about to Frank Castle about his dead parents. I'm like,
oh no, dude, don't even. I remember that interaction. He's like, "Hey, Mark, you still crazy? Yeah, you still murdering people? Wait, no. He's like, yeah. And he's like, how's that fake god? He's like, he's good. How's your dead family?"
It's terrible.
It's really like, bro. It's like, that's like, I hate it. I hate the emotional damage. But that is some serious.
That's crazy, bro. That's taking it a level up.
that's like so fucked up, but to a whole other level, bro.
Yeah,
it's so
it
bad.
Really is. It's bad.
It's just like, could you like actually imagine going from like, oh, you still crazy? Yeah. To be like, you still murdering people? Be like, how's your dead family? It's just, I love them. I love their interaction in that panel.
Yeah,
it's so good. Like, how could you not like it?
I agree.
Now, granted, I would imagine if your family's dead and you're murdering people, I I could see why you wouldn't like it, but
Right, right. I get that for sure. Yeah,
just I want to see them together on screen.
I do too.
Perfect
I do too.
casting for Frank and for Mark too.
Yes, yeah,
They're
for
so
real.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it for that question, Drew. But now we end with our favorite question. Bold prediction. Drew, what do you got?
This will be my favorite MCU Marvel show. Now
That's not bold.
that's not really a hot take. It's not a hot take, but bold prediction.
We're gonna see Dane Whitman and Blade in this show in a post-credit scene.
That's your bold prediction. I think quote unquote one of his personas like dies.
Really?
I think he just fully becomes Moon Knight
I think another bold prediction that I might have is I think he's going to merge all of his personas.
and just be
And I think he's gonna be able to switch like with like this snap of a finger.
right.
He's gonna be able to switch between Steven, Mark, Moon Knight, and Mr. Knight.
I like that. I kind of like that better than mine, where it's just Moon Knight the whole time. Uh, but I'm kind of saying the same thing. So yeah, that's what we got for a Moon Knight preview. Um, really excited for the show. We probably won't do watch parties for that one, as I'll be busy with baseball and stuff, and I don't want to wake up at 3 in the morning when I have practices and games.
Wow, how rude.
Sorry, but I think for sure we will start doing watch parties Kenobi.
Yes, we
And
better.
it'll be so fun at 3 in the morning. You'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do 3 in the morning, but I kind of want to do 3 in the morning.
Well, you got to think. Kenobi starts. What is it? The 25th.
Yeah,
That starts. That is the. I think the. Hold on. That is the day I get out of school. So
yeah. I'll
you
be
know,
graduating that week.
I
I'll be
I
graduating that week.
I take that day off. I take that last day off. So look at me go. Yeah, I'm excited. Kenobi's gonna be good.
And
I'm
then we
excited.
got to do watch parties for both Kenobi and Miss Marvel. Jesus.
No. I'll be going to bed after we watch Kenobi. I'll watch Miss Marvel later. I'll watch it probably before we go live. Recency bias, you know.
How you gonna do that if we go live at 3 in the morning?
We're going live at 3. Oh my gosh, I thought we were just watching it together.
I don't know.
I misunderstood the assignment.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't. I mean, I get up at 3, man. I mean, listen. We tried to do this for the Book of Boba Fett. He woke up late. Okay. He
I
woke
woke
up
up
late.
an hour late. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. He woke up an hour late. By the time I was back to bed after watching the episode, so
Look, that's your fault.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I used to get to watch it in the comfort of my bed. Now this time I came over here to my laptop so I could watch. I came over to my desk to watch it, to get ready and wait for Alex, and he was not there. He was
No,
not
I was
there.
not.
This is on you. On
No.
you.
I actually blame that on you that I was asleep.
What did you want me to drive all the way to Ohio?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, which like it's so crazy because I'm thinking about like, moving out here in the next few years. Dude, Drew, maybe we'll have to talk after the show about something.
Okay.
I can't say what about something.
Okay. Yeah, sure, for sure. Alex, we'll wrap it up. I know it's kind of been a short stream, but there's not a lot to talk about. It's not a lot of official news. Oh, Christopher Lloyd, Mandalorian season 3. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, never mind. You don't know who Christopher Lloyd is then. Uh,
Maybe I
old man.
will.
He's
Oh,
old.
I do know who that is. Where have I seen him though? I was
Really?
gonna say I reckon. Look, I can't remember people off the top of my head. I don't remember him off the top of my head. I know the face, okay? So don't. Don't judge me. And I'm also trying to like fill out a Google sheet right now, so
Okay. Um, he was Dr. Emmett in the Back to the Future trilogy.
I haven't watched Back to the Future, so wouldn't know that. Forms, that's what I need.
Basically, Christopher Lloyd is a old man now. An older man. I hate older man sounds so mean.
How dare you? How
Old
dare you insult our senile old friend?
no Jesus Christ, Alex. He's 83 years old. He's gonna make a guest cameo in The Mandalorian. Very excited for that. I don't know what he's gonna play.
Hmm.
Um Somebody did a funny meme and posted a picture of him as Cara Dune.
Yes.
uh
Recast.
yeah.
Recast.
Yeah. But yeah, Alex, question of the week. Take it away.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Sorry. Am I not allowed to do it? Oh my god.
All right, I'll reintroduce it because I gotta cut this. So, are you ready?
Wait, you're gonna do what?
I just have to when I cut it up for YouTube. I don't want to have
Oh,
5 minutes of you coughing. So, are you ready? Are you ready?
no, not ready. I'm so- I'm- oh my god.
You're gonna die before question of the week.
I'm okay.
All right.
I
Oh my God.
thought I was. And then I choked on air.
Man, Alex has been unreal these last 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, are you ready? Like, do you have a question ready? Oh no. Do
No,
you
I
have a
don't have a question ready. So I'm trying to think of one while dying. This is hard. This is hard thinking about it off the spot. You think of one, Drew.
Oh, sure. I think I'm gonna do a simple one.
Okay.
Question of the week, episode 7. I'm doing it this week.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the state of the Star Wars and Marvel fandom. How do you feel like the fandoms are right now? Really?
Trash. Awful. Nasty. Yucky. I can't. Like, sometimes, dude, I actually get so upset with how bad the fandom is. Like, I
As
get,
of now, too, though?
yeah. Like, it's so hard to talk about Marvel because everything is mid all of a sudden.
Hmm.
I think some of the worst discussion I've ever seen was right after the Batman came out. Everyone was saying, "Yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home was kind of mid." Not gonna lie. It's just like
Interesting.
where did that flip happen? Where did this flip of a switch come from? Where all of a sudden the greatest comic book movie was mid. You know. So no, I absolutely despise the fandoms right now. Like Star Wars is fine right now. I'd say this is the best it's been since Disney acquired Star Wars.
Right.
Like oh
Yeah.
oh my god, I sound like I was just like choking. Sorry. Um like Star Wars, there's not much going on right now. Not until Kenobi, so there's not much
Yeah.
to talk about. But like no, Marvel, DC, that this in a bad place right now.
I maybe it's just because I've been paying attention to it less, or I don't participate in those type of discussions anymore. It's just like for me personally, I've just kind of gotten bored. Like I don't really care. I mean, I'm only on my phone as like for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day as it is. And most of the time it's not even on TikTok or those type of discussions. So it's like I don't really know, but just from my perspective, I don't think it's as bad necessarily, or maybe I've just come to the point where I've become numb to it or like, okay, whatever side you're on, I don't really care what you have to say.
Yeah.
Um like I just don't care anymore. Like both sides have kind of like tired me out and like just gonna watch the shows. Just gonna talk about the shows with you and
Yeah.
talk about them on TikTok and just that's what I'll do.
Like
I
you
guess it
know,
just doesn't really bother me anymore. I don't think like I just don't care. I think it's
yeah.
like I don't want to get sucked into it.
Like I used to debate people for days on end about stuff, and then nowadays it's just like nope, it's just not fun anymore.
I really never did it with fandom discussions. I would engage with it sometimes. I used to do that a lot on TikTok back and forth in video form, but like
Yeah, that's
now
how
it's just
we
like
met.
that's right. Now it's just, whatever,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, I would agree. I
I
mean,
kind of also think, and I hadn't done it for a while, and then I did it with obviously the two individuals that blocked me, and then I think really after that, oh, uh, I did some reflecting, and I said, you know, I just am very, obviously a very weird community as it is. I just said, yeah, I don't really care.
yeah,
I don't, no.
yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, there's just right now there's no want to talk to the communities because it doesn't end in good conversation.
Nah, it just
Most
never generally does. It's
most of the time, it just ends up with like a screaming fest.
and like I don't like I think I've just gotten to the point where like yeah, it is what it is. Just happens, and the thing I can do is just not participate in it and say you both are idiots.
Mm,
It's kind of the way I look at it now. Just engage in it. You look like an idiot. Well, I'm defending the thing I love. No, you're just an idiot. Also, sorry. It's the way I think.
yeah,
Um, I don't want to use the word. I shouldn't use the word idiot, but like, I don't think you should. Just don't engage. Just don't engage in those discussions. You like something, it's like it, man. I'll come on here like what I want to do on here with you, and I think what we do a good job is of critiquing the shows and talk about what we love. That's all we care, and we're having general discussions with the person I think who. Uh, I hope you feel the same way about me. Who could have that type of discussion. Just have an intellectual discussion about the show without us hating each other. Obviously, I disagree on a lot of things, but we don't come out of things,
no,
we
we
may make jokes about how our takes are stupid
yeah.
sometimes, and they might be, but
Look,
like,
I've been called stupid by you too many times to count.
right.
But
And
like,
vice versa.
yeah, literally, it's just like when you find people that are fun to talk to about stuff, then like it's not that bad. It's not that
Absolutely.
bad.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Like talking to randoms about stuff is just not. It's just not fun anymore.
No, no. It's kind of also hard to find like creators too that you want to have a discussion with. I feel like maybe it's just because again I'm not on the app a lot, but also just like it's like especially when there's no content. It's just like boring, dry stuff.
Yeah,
Just like bickering about stuff that happened a decade ago. Cool. You like the Maul Kenobi thing and you don't. Okay, whatever. That
yeah, and like it's stuff like you think all of these movies are mid all of a sudden? Like, like
yeah,
it's stuff like I hate. Like I know I make jokes about it, like calling things mid or calling things peak. It's just it's so sad if you call things mid and peak most of the
I
time.
don't mind if you do it jokingly, but like I
No,
feel like
yeah,
some people unironically like believe that.
yeah. It's just like it's just so annoying because like you you imagine things a lot and you're just like when I imagine things of like how fandom discussion should be, it's things like how me and you interact. Is how if
Right.
I could have the fandom, it's how you and I interact. We agree, we disagree, and we talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, it. Like I'm not threatening to show your school some racist tweet you tweeted 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Right?
that one's a little ridiculous to me. That like that one's just that's weird. Because first off, if you do that, um, you're just gonna make that person, in that case, more racist, hate you even more.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything positive. Like it's just like we live in such a, and this is gonna sound like the Joker. We live in a society, but like
Yeah.
we live in a society now that would rather you fall through the ditch and cancel you or whatever, then re-educate. I feel like that's the important thing. Or maybe the person is more educated now and realizes what they did wrong. And I'm sure there's something you could find that I said or you said. I'm sure everybody said something stupid in their life, and
Yeah.
me or you could be canceled for anything, hypothetically.
Mm.
Um, and like just gotta say, oh, I don't know, I don't know. It's weird. Like Star Wars fans are very weird with that. Are very weird with that. I don't and they do it a lot to certain people. I feel like I know we disagree a lot on theory, but I feel like they do it to him a lot. They hold him to a different standard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, and they won't call out other things. Listen, you don't have to like the guy, but like at this point, you talk about him ad nauseum. Like,
Mm.
don't watch his content, and then also don't make the narrative that like, oh, most people don't like him. That's not true. He has 3 million subscribers. He's obviously doing something right. You have to acknowledge that too. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I don't know, and it's also like people like will complain about the stupidest things, and I have done it before too. Like the phrasing of the way people say things. Like some people say the Last Jedi is shit, right? If somebody says that, oh, I
Mm.
don't like the way you phrase that. Well, okay, you're going into grammatically or how you are forming sentences with your voice. They're still giving their opinion, okay? I know you may think it sounds like they're trying to give a fact, but they are giving their opinion in just the most passionate way possible, we'll say. You're just trying to correct them on their
Yeah.
sentence structure. You're not actually making a point.
Yeah.
It's an opinion you disagree with. Like a lot of people will say, well, you're just shitting on this movie and you're not objectively right. No, they're just giving their opinion. It's a harsh opinion. You could disagree with it, but it's not, they're not trying to state it as a fact, right? I think a lot of people misinterpret that. I think a lot of people do that. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a thing like, nowadays, like people always just like, they disagree on things, and it's a thing also that like I have tried my best to like really ease up on complaining about how things are made. And what I mean by that is like things like fan films and whatnot.
Right.
I love watching a good fan film.
Hmm.
Like
For sure.
it's good to see what some people would do in a if they have the rights to making a Marvel or Star Wars thing. But then it's just like it really creates this thing where it's a bad narrative thing that people are like, look at how good this person can make it, but this $1 billion corporation can't do it like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it brings up things that it's just like, but like, okay, yeah, I mean, um, I guess you know, I guess that I guess this fan film was cool, but like my thing is like when you insult a show or something, like I've said it multiple times. I'm not a big fan of things like WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They just weren't it for me. They didn't hit for me. I just didn't agree with some of the story decisions they took. I didn't agree with some of the tonal decisions they took. Um, but like you see people who say that and they just like they just assume the worst out of people sometimes, and you're just like what is going on? So
Yeah. 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 Uh, you know, it's all the way, yeah, it's just, like in my case, right? With the discussion I had with a few people a few months back, I don't think I was bad faith or anything. I think we had a
no,
disagreement, and I mean, I will admit, in retrospect, when I reflected on it, I did make an antagonistic video, right? I mean, it was a thing where Mando showed up and he said earlier, I don't think he's gonna show up. It's not been confirmed anywhere. He's right, and he said it the right way. As somebody who follows leaks and stuff, obviously I expected it to happen, but some people don't like that. And I was kind of antagonistic, but I guess it kind of stemmed from a place of where I was frustrated in the way they engaged in a discussion with me. They were not good faith, I don't think at all. I think them and their peers, their mutuals, their friends, they came into it like I was just some awful human being, and I think that's the way they engaged in the comments. And then also somebody got frustrated because um, I disagreed with him about a Star Wars creator, and they visibly were frustrated. It's a very real thing. So it's just that, just in retrospect, yeah, I could have handled things differently, but also at the same time, I think in our discussion, that was good faith. I think, I hope, but yeah, that's how I feel. That's just generally how I feel about the whole thing, and I don't think I'll probably, I'll try. I won't say do, but I'm done with that type of stuff. Like I saw a video the other day. Somebody said it's like that audio. What is it? It's like it goes like da 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 da. No, what does it go like? I can't remember, but it's something like oh it's the gas price thing. It's like it was like gas prices aren't that bad, and then it shows things that are
Yeah.
bad, and they showed the sequel trilogy stuff. And it's like okay, whatever. And it was like it's meant to be like funny, but it's like okay, whatever. I don't care. And then in the comments, I looked at the comments real quick because I had a chance, and the person was generally like okay when people said they liked it, and then somebody made a duet of it with saying stuff about that person, and I was gonna make a duet
Mm.
to both of them, just saying "shut up, both of you," just like as an adult or something
No,
like that.
you know
It's like
my favorite thing to do when people do that. You know the no bitches meme, where
oh
it's like,
yes, yeah, yeah,
I literally love it because I saw a video of this guy like doing a review of something, and he did the morphing filter on TikTok, and he went like this into the no bitches thing, and it's just like, dude, that's how you solve it. Honestly,
right, yeah.
like
Honestly,
easiest way to do it. Yeah, man. Crazy world we live
yeah.
in. Crazy
Uh,
world.
yeah. I think that's gonna do it. Unless you have anything else you want to say or talk about.
No, that's it. I think we covered all of our bases.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. I am super excited for Moon Knight episode 1 next week. We'll be back at a regular scheduled time on Wednesdays. Yeah, that's right. Wednesdays for work.
Wednesday.
Um, yeah. So, again, may the force be with you as always, and may you stay burdened with glorious purpose.